CC friends. It's Andrea here at Classical Conversations of Shady Spring, and this is your Foundations Cycle 3 second quarter science training. I have done this in the past. I'm updating this video. I think I did my original video as a YouTube video, and it had several thousand views, I think. So I think people look for this kind of opportunity to get information, and I want to be quick to the point and to train if directors are wanting to watch this or if tutors want to see this as well. But directors especially, this is going to be handy to you. But to my girls on my team, this is your training for the My Body portion of our science section of our Foundations morning. I think my last video I was in this exact room, maybe just in front of my French doors over there, and wearing these same glasses. So that should tell everybody I need an update on my glasses. I want to start with just a little reading of the word because it's appropriate, and God is so good. He's the reason we do this anyway. And for cycle 3, I'm going to read John 1:1-7. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was made nothing that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. This man came for a witness, to give testimony of the light, that all men might believe through him. I wanted to read it all, but really when I think about this right here, what we're about to do, my gracious, wowza. I mean, what in the world? The human body is so magnificent, so beautiful, so incredible. And God did that. And we learn all about how God did that this year. It's amazing. So that's it. This is how I do it. Directors, if you want to see, and to my girls, this is what you can look forward to. I have 3 of these. They're different colors. We only have 3 classes this year. We've had, full campuses before, but you get one of these per class. These are the ones that have 7 sections. So I use the first 6 sections for weeks 7 through 12. And then the final section in the back is our take home stuff that we send home over the holiday break. Week 7 is my brain, my heart, my kidneys, and my bladder. And I've sectioned those out per student. It tells you exactly what they're going to do. It tells you what crayons they're going to need, which they're going to have their individual bags. In our group, we've sectioned those out because COVID-19. It feels handy to have our own little bag of stuff. It tells you basically what to do, and then you cut this out. As you can see on the heart, they tell you to cut this dotted line. Don't have your kids trying to cut the little arteries and stuff, or not the arteries, but you know what I'm talking about, guys, okay? Anyway, just be careful to pay attention to that. ABCers, maybe even apprentice people, you're going to want moms to really help with the cutting because we're going to assemble a life-size body, and we want the organs and the body parts that are going in to look good. And then you'll have kidneys. It tells you color them dark red, color the bladder light red, cut it out. You may use the same red. You may just color dark and then color lightly, but we should have a couple different colors. But and the bladder is just this little guy down here. This isn't creative freedom time. This is not time for your student to express themselves and give them orange kidneys. It's just not. The kidneys are to be red. The bladder is to be light red. Just know that, okay? And just express, say that to the kids. This is not your time to be artistic. We love you. We know you're artistic. We'll do that during our art pull out. This is official. As you can see, this gives you all the information, so you're going to need to really pay close attention. This will come at the end. I'm going to walk us through this in large group together because there are only 26 students. It's easy to all be together in the Heritage Room to do this one. And we'll talk about how to lay these all down at that point. So at this time, what they're doing is coloring, learning about the organ, and then cutting. And then after you cut them out, collect them, please. And then slide them back into that section of this binder so that when it comes time to assemble their parts, there they are. Or tutors, actually, you may even take them and slide them into their folder that is in your tote, their folder where they keep all of their things they're going to take home at the end of the quarter. That may even be better so that when it's time to compile each child's set of organs for the assembling of the bodies. They are all in one place versus, sifting through. If you choose to keep them in here, write names on the back of the organ. The one that's cut out, don't do it just on the sheet, because remember, those scraps are going to get tossed. So make sure names are on there if you're going to store them all in the same spot. If you're just going to slide them into the child's folder, then you don't maybe need to do that, but putting a name on is always a good practice. As you go through each week is in here, okay? So let's get to the end. Let's pretend we've done it all, okay? I'm going to week 11. This is the last week. There's actually a ton more to read about on this week because all they're creating on that week is the face. This is their chance for creative freedom. They can even put some hair on here. Some kids have turned this into a ninja. It really doesn't matter to me, but this is supposed to be them. So it tells you make eyes, eyebrows, a nose, a mouth, color the eyes and eyebrows, the color of yours. So, but if they have brown eyes and they want to go blue-eyed, whatever. And don't forget to make ears or color your ears too. You might draw an earring on there. Truly, this is the time to be artistic. Okay, behind week 11, in the week 12 slot, that's the week we assemble, okay? I have put a My Body checklist in there. This is a send home. This is also something if you have a ton of time to fill, then you can pull this out and do this during science, but this can be a send home. And then lastly, in the way back of this, in that last slot, I'm just gonna pull out one section, and I have these paper clipped by week as well. So the week you cover the brain one is all paper clipped. That same week that you do the brain, you have my heart in there, it's paper clipped. So like I sectioned those out so that you don't have to sift through and count. There's exactly how many you have in your class. And this would be something that I would hand all of these out probably on week 11, if I'm being honest, after they color the face. Because then on week 12, all we're going to do is assemble. It'll take the full half an hour. So you might, on week 11, after they decorate the face, just kind of pull these out and give them to them. Or, if you want this option, the week that you talk about the brain, if you wanted to pull this out and give it to each kid to look at, once they cut, this plus the brain needs to go in their folder in the tote. I probably would prefer just at the end, a mom taking these and passing them out to send home. And then parents on their own over the holiday break, make a book, put them in order, 3-hole punch, tie it with a little string, done. Okay. There's options there, but I think for directors who might watch this video, I wanted you to see how I do this. These are like $4 at Walmart, and they're just nifty, and they just do this, and they'll slide into my tutor totes. The other thing I did want to mention, because I'm going on 8 minutes here, I bought these from Cornerstone. I love to patronize the Cornerstone group. I love Lighthouse too. I've used all sorts of resources, but I love Cornerstone, especially because my mother and father-in-law were the youth pastors of those two, or of one of those two. I found this out ordering from them at one point. They caught my last name and said, "Oh my gosh, are you married to They were our youth pastors." It's so cute. So I'm like, oh, they've gone above and beyond to provide us beautiful materials that support foundations. And so when I can, I buy from them. And Cornerstone has this really neat sticker set, but it's like reusable stickers. They're those kinds that can kind of go down and come up. So all of these, and then all of the bones, you guys can see those. I splurged on these because I think they were like, I don't know. I really don't know. I know I splurged with Supply Fee this year. I want to say I paid $75. So I don't know if they were $25 a set, and I bought 3 sets. But anyway, you've got organs, and then you got skeletal system, muscular system, and the stickers are appropriate on there. I'm going to send one home per kid over the holiday break. So on week 12, that will get passed out. And then, I don't know, whatever tutors think. If there's time for some reason and they want to pull it out a different day, a different week, ABCers will love this activity. So, in class maybe. But anyway, you guys can message me if anybody ever wants to, hear more from me. I've been directing for 6 years, but I've been with CC for 8 years. And I don't know, I always have ideas. I'm not the most creative person. I really rely heavily on my people, but this is something we've done in the past and it worked really well. The last thing I want to say, if you've held in here for 10 minutes, the first quarter of science, when it's just the Van Cleve stuff and it's real easy, during science, well, actually that's not true. We don't do it during science. During review, I pull out, since there's not a lot of review the first 6 weeks, during review, I'll pull one kid out at a time and go ahead and get their bodies traced on the butcher paper. I do feel like that is handy to the director and the tutors when it comes time to assemble the body. Getting those bodies traced is a job, so I usually get a mom to help me. We get some pencils or Sharpies and we just go to town and have them. Of course, once you draw the body, make sure you get the name on there so we remember who is who. All right, well, we just hope this was helpful. And again, you can reach out to me. It's on Facebook. It's Andrea Gale Floor. See y'all later.